As soon as I walked in, all those smiles and giggles I saw disappeared rather quickly. No! The kids were just roughhousing and throwing things that just so got out of control.
That is not okay. That is not okay. That is not okay. Joe got to see what I'm facing every day. They're fighting and they're yelling and screaming. No! Do not scream at me. And the disrespect. Stop, Elijah.
5 kids, 5 personalities, 5 individuals, 1 mum. Cheryl, what's happening now?
We're gonna have lunch now.
Oh, you're gonna have lunch now? Okay.
Mum hadn't even got the food on the table and the fireworks went off again.
Don't eat there, they're not wet. Don't you not do this? You don't need to do this.
Nicholas and Elijah were fighting together. Mum had to play referee and pull them apart.
Stop! There is only me. That's not okay. I have to be the mean one. I have to be the nice one.
It was back and forth for Cheryl, but the boys continued fighting and Mum just couldn't put an end to it.
You know, my head's going like this because...
I'm sure it is.
You know,
Sure
like
it is.
Stop, Nicholas! That is not okay! Fine. Do I have to be the one that's yelling nonstop?
It's open the matter.
I don't want to feel negative all day.
Cheryl went in and separated the boys, but nothing got resolved and the chaos just continued.
I'm stressed. I'm really, really stressed and really, really tired.
Is your head above water or is it under?
I feel like I'm just barely, like...
Mommy!
It depends on the day. It depends on the day, really.
I want my juice. Bobby!
Cheryl was clearly stressed out, so I just pulled her away from the boys to have a talk with her.
Why do you think they hit one another?
Just sometimes they seem really angry.
Do you know why they're angry?
Because there's not enough of me to go around. They don't get enough attention. Any of that make sense?
All of it does.
Cheryl's totally overwhelmed with this situation and she just doesn't know which way to turn.
What is the toughest challenge for you being a mother?
You know, I've got 5 that don't get enough of me. And it's really hard to, when I don't have enough time in the day for anything.
Trying to put 48 hours into a 24-hour day.
Right. I'm a single mom, and with that means that I'm responsible for everything in the household. It's hard.
There's a lot to deal with and a
Yeah.
lot to maintain.
And then after I get into bed, I still have to get everything ready for the next day, get lunches made, get whatever, and then do my homework.
I admire Cheryl. She's trying to raise her children the best way she possibly can and go to college. That's not an easy task.
How are we gonna make it happen?
Exactly what we're going to do.
We?
Yeah, together.
You're moving in?
I'll tell you what, if necessary, I will.
As I walked around the house, I just saw that Cheryl had completely lost control.
Mess everywhere? Is this common? I mean, is this throughout the whole house? Jojo needs a shovel, look, to clear the pathway. I wasn't pleased with what I saw in Cheryl's house. There's writing all over the walls. You didn't have any more paper?
Yeah. Shanta did this.
That means all of you draw on the walls, right? There are books that have been disregarded and just thrown on the floor. Somebody's kind of tornadoed that area.
Yeah, I know. Everything is everywhere. That's what my house looks like. It's true.
Torn paper on the floor, sellotape, mess, dirt, food for the squirrels. Kitchen's no better. They've just got no respect for the home in which they live in. Who clears up all of this?
I will. You pick up your game? Please pick it up. I feel like I'm trying as hard as I can to keep this house as organized and as clean as possible, and this is still what it looks like.
Definitely needs some organisation here. She has come out of an emotional divorce and she's in school at the moment, but her head needs decluttering and the home needs a little bit of a tidy up. So I rounded up some neighbours and some friends and everybody was very willing to be able to lend a hand.
When I saw the people at the door, I was surprised, of course. I was extremely surprised. But at the same time, I was like thinking, ah! embarrassed. I don't want these people to come into my home. This is so embarrassing.
Come in, everyone. I just want you to know that you aren't alone and that there are people here that understand the situation you're in. What we're going to do is sort this out, get organised, all right, so that we can have a nice, happy environment. All right, let's get going. I love this book. It's one of my favourites.
I know Cheryl was really embarrassed, but I do think it's a vital step in making sure that she can regain that respect for our home again.
No more stuff on the floor. Okay. Nice and tidy, huh? Oh, nice.
And I know she was very happy in the end. Once the children got home from school, it was time for dinner, and boy, were they all wound up.
What did I say? Chantal, Chantal, Chantal.
It was complete anarchy. They were just running rings around Mum.
So you need to take ownership of this. There are times when you're going to have to stand out and be authoritative, all right? So that's what I want the children to start recognising from you.
Enough is enough. This house is crying out for rules. And it's about time I started laying them down. ASAP.
Okay. These are the house rules, okay? If you stick to these house rules and you do what's on these house rules, you earn rewards. Drawing and painting at the table only, nowhere else in the house. If you draw on the walls, that's a no-no.
Drawing and painting at table only. These are things that have come out of my mouth a million times.
You can read number 8. What does number 8 say?
Do not talk back.
Okay, Chantel, I'm going to give you an example of that. I turned around earlier and I said to you, listen to Mummy and you do as you're told. And you said, no, I'm not. And I said, yes, you will.
I really did that?
Yeah. So now you know that's called talking back. All right? So we're not going to do that anymore.
Right. Now, what's the magic fairy dust trick you're going to teach me to get them to follow these rules?
When you stick to those house rules, Mummy sees this behaviour. And when Mummy sees this behaviour, you get rewarded for it.
There's just too much fighting going on in this house. These children need to work together and learn from one another. So I'm introducing the home team technique.
Each person are going to live in one of these houses. And this is how it's going to happen, okay? We've got Bobby and Nicholas in the greenhouse. Caleb and Elijah, you're going to be in the red house. And Chantel and Mummy, you're going to be in the blue house.
I actually thought, how brilliant. This is a good way to get them working together, not necessarily with the one that they would immediately join up with to cause trouble.
Hands up who's in the red house. Hands up who's in the greenhouse. Blue house. Mummy's going to be watching you, okay? And if she sees that the pair of you are behaving very well, she's going to give you a point in your house. The goal of the home team technique is for each house to have 10 tally marks. Now, when you get 10 in your house, you get a chance to spin the dial.
The children's faces lit up. They knew that there were rewards to be achieved and they wanted to get them.
Yay!